But
Please tell me you have a letterbox now.
I don't have a letterbox.
Dang it, dude. Just copy and paste. Just copy and paste.
I did write a review just because
Yes.
Chase did for Parasite. Did you write one for the menu too?
I did.
I saw you send a link, but I never read it.
Yeah, I'll read
Chase's
it.
is
So-
good.
Yeah, we'll do Chase. We'll do the Chase letterbox review next. So
Okay,
you
I'll
start.
read mine. I only wrote it just because Chase does reviews, so I had to keep my end of the
appreciate it.
bargain.
I appreciate it.
Ready?
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of. We still don't know what we're calling ourselves, Matua Boys. Right? We're just running with Matua Boys,
I
right?
guess. I don't think there's any other.
Welcome back to the Matua
World.
Boys show. Your host. I got distracted by the fish.
No, me too.
You are here with the boys with another movie review. Today, we will be discussing The Menu from 2022. This was a suggestion from our very own Kenyan Matua, so we are going to throw it over to him.
The only reason this movie came to mind was because of the last movie we reviewed, and it kind of seemed like it went along with the same kind of mystery /
Same genre.
yeah, I don't know what
Same
else
as
it was,
Parasite?
but mostly mystery, yeah, and horror. I guess it is horror, but
Please tell me you have a letterbox now.
I don't have a letterbox.
Dang it, dude. Just copy and paste. Just copy and paste.
I did write a review just because
Yes.
Chase did for Parasite. Did you write one for the menu too?
I did.
I saw you send a link, but I never read it.
Yeah, I'll read
Chase's
it.
is
So-
good.
Yeah, we'll do Chase. We'll do the Chase letterbox review next. So
Okay,
you
I'll
start.
read mine. I only wrote it just because Chase does reviews, so I had to keep my end of the bargain.
I appreciate it.
Ready? This took a while to draft. The Menu serves up a compelling cinematic experience, blending elements of comedy and mystery. The film skillfully weaves a narrative that keeps the audience engaged, offering a unique take on culinary adventures. With solid performances and a well-crafted storyline, The Menu proves to be a satisfying cinematic dish that leaves a lasting impression.
And you're a communications major, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, that was.
But that was my review, guys.
That's a
I hope you guys liked it.
That was good.
So, what did you rate it though? Did you have a rating on there?
Wait, we'll do
no,
ratings.
because
We'll do ratings.
oh,
at the
okay,
end.
okay,
At the end.
okay.
So let's hear
Well, I don't have a
Chase's-
letterbox, so that was just something I wrote. It wasn't
Here's
a rating.
Chase's. That's just sitting in his iPhone notes for
Yeah,
the
that's-
world to see. So let's see what
Will
Chase
you
has for the
commit
world to see.
Starting a letterbox account and
Solely for the purpose of this podcast,
Yeah.
I will.
It's
start
great.
a
It's
letterbox.
really
This
fun.
is
You guys-
obviously if you took our advice and went and read Chase's in advance, read his review for this movie, but
it's this. I watched this movie at like 2 a.m. So I was a little confused. But, I left so because I watched it so late, I just left a really quick review.
Oh, do you have to do the review within a certain amount of
Just
time?
like to
of
keep it
watching
fresh. So my review. This is The Menu, 2022. I watched this on November 22nd, 2023. It keeps track of all of your movies. I'm missing something. Cheeseburgers got this dude reminiscing like Anton Ego, but s'mores break him. They're essentially the same thing, right? I'm very confused about the barrel. That's my whole review. I gave that movie 3.5 stars. Again, I'm like, I feel like I'm not, even though I only have, you guys want to hear my 5-star? This will be really quick because this is the total number of 5-stars reviews that I have.
That's a lot of reviews.
Every movie.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You rated Barbie a 5?
There's no Barbie in it.
Hey, yo.
Messed up. No Barbie.
There's no Barbie.
I have 6 5-star reviews.
And they are.
And a total of 171 reviews.
Whoa.
Good night.
he has a lot of 4.5.
When did you
so-
join this app?
Last year during the summer. But there's not, I only left reviews on like 10 movies. They're all the 171, those are all just ratings.
Oh,
gotcha.
gotcha.
So you can go through and quickly rate movies. The 5-star reviews that I have: Parasite, The Dark Knight, Prestige, About Time, The Gentleman and Warrior, which we
Warrior.
discussed about. So we
Great-
discussed a
great
few of those
movie.
movies in the movie rating one. Anyways, it's even though I don't have very many 5-star reviews, I feel like I'm a very easy critic. So if it's like my favorite movie of all time, I give it 5 stars. If I think the movie's really, really good and I enjoy watching it multiple times, it's 4.5 stars. If it's good and I'm not bothered by it, it's 4 stars. And then if I like start to find like things that I'm like, there's things that are wrong with it, then I give it 3.5 stars.
So that was The Menu.
So The Menu, I feel like it's really hard for a movie to really excel when there's one setting, the length of the movie. Like there has to be a lot that goes into the plot, and I feel like the plot was just, here's this dish to describe this perspective that I have on society and the ailments that society brings type of situation. Obviously the chef was angry at the world, angry that he was
He was angry at a portion of the world.
which portion?
The rich, the people. Well, actually, just actors he didn't care for.
So that was the
Uh,
first part of the movie that had me like, what the freak is going on? Was he's like, this is called The Fallen. He's talking about the CEO. And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah, the guy-
everybody draw your attention to he's just like, suspended in the air from the crane. I'm like,
With some
this is
angel wings.
crazy.
What the heck?
Anyways,
Yeah, the part that was creepy was when she's in the bathroom smoking and that worker's carrying out the wings to the shed. You remember that? The
Yeah.
angel wings that they
oh
end up
yeah,
putting on him.
yeah. She's like
I was like,
peeking
oh,
and she
this is
opens
creepy,
the
dude.
window.
Yeah.
And then
But she didn't even think twice about it. She's like,
he walks into the women's restroom.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, what are you
like,
doing?
what the freak? That was Mariah's watching. Like, why is this guy just walking
Yeah.
into the bathroom? I thought it was good. Like, it was entertaining. Like, you were entertained, but a huge part of the entertainment factor was like, where the freak is this movie
Yeah.
going? Like,
Yeah.
what the heck is about to happen? But it had a lot of actors and actresses that I normally couldn't stand.
Who?
Well, John Leguizamo, I cannot stand.
He's
him.
Yeah,
the,
I can't
he's the
stand that guy
actor
either.
that
I can't, because
yeah.
like the character
Wait,
he
what?
played in that.
He's the one that is like worried that people don't recognize
The
him
actor.
as the actor.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
The character he plays in that movie is who he is in real life.
yeah, yeah.
like
that's
it's
true.
very reminiscent of like he just had to be himself in the movie, and his just like everything about it.
Gosh, and his voice.
Dude, his
It's so
voice is
annoying.
so
Do
annoying.
you think he actually acts like that in real life?
Oh, 100%. I bet he's a name dropper because he's like a B-list actor
Yeah.
at best.
Honestly, don't really know him.
But I bet he drops all of the A-list names all the time. He drops, oh yeah, I was with Tom Cruise last
Yeah.
week. But I don't actually like the main girl.
I don't
Anya
know her name.
Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, but I think that might just because of her character in Peaky Blinders. That was my first introduction to her,
Oh,
and her character in Peaky Blinders is freaking annoying.
I've never seen Peaky Blinders.
We started
It's
it.
a really good show, but I just watched it back recently. It's not as good as I hyped it up to be the first time I watched it, being like the young, like I don't want to say naive, but like the oh, this is supposed to be cool, and then I'm watching it super cool, but I watch it back and I'm like, it was good, just good.
You're not a real G anymore.
I'm a lowercase G.
Okay.
Anyways, what else? Do you remember it much? I know you
Wait,
haven't had a
what's
chance.
your
No,
rating,
no, no,
Quinn?
not really much.
Do you remember rating it? Like how you feel?
I feel like I liked it only because I couldn't really guess what was gonna happen next.
Mm.
And I've a lot of movies I struggle with because you're just like, okay, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers are not the same as s'mores.
I don't-
the same exact thing as s'mores.
What do you mean though?
So the way he explained the s'more was like,
Like cooking it?
yeah, he said, what's the word he used? Inhumanely sourced like chocolate and this.
You can have a humanely sourced burger.
I know, but probably 99% are like. I mean, I don't care.
I would go with 99. I would
Yeah.
probably say 99.
But like the way he described the s'more, you could describe the cheeseburger as well.
But he didn't get his start making s'mores.
Yeah, and also
The cheeseburger had sentimental value because
That's
that
true.
is where his culinary journey began.
You also can't light the entire restaurant on fire through a cheeseburger. So, dude, when they started bringing out the chocolate hats, and
I was like,
they were just
like
so
melting.
marshmallow
Bro, they
things.
start the fire and the chocolate's like melting
Yeah.
down on their face.
I feel like a few of them were just like, finally, it's over.
The wife, 100%. The wife was like, especially when he
She
tells
found
her
out
to
that-
go,
Yeah.
and then, he tells her to go. She turns around, she like looks at everyone, and everyone's like, no. And then the wife's like, go. She's like, go. He's like, okay.
Oh, that's
bye.
the other thing that I feel like there wasn't enough comic relief for my liking.
Oh, really?
I like movies to have like, I like being on the edge of my seat, but also have the ability to be flexible enough to have comedy.
Mm.
The only time that I really like giggled or laughed was when they take him outside and they're like, all right, you guys can run.
Oh, yeah,
And he's not even
takes
finished with the directions and the guy just
Like-
takes off.
I thought that this was my second time watching it, and I thought there were so many things that were like hilarious to me that
Yeah.
weren't meant to be funny whatsoever.
Like what?
I can't even think of anything.
You
like
just
plot.
you just kind of
But
laughing.
so the whole
and-
time I was like giggling, like all the little comments they made and everything during the dinner service. And then I also like how it would, like when it introduced the meal into a separate screen, and like
Oh,
showed
yeah.
it. That was pretty cool. What the meal was called,
Yeah.
and kind of like on MasterChef how they do a 360 camera view of the dish and
Yeah.
everything. I thought that was funny.
Before you know that she's not supposed to be there, I kind of like how you're like, oh yeah, they're a couple, they're there together, but she's just like hella roasting him the whole
Yeah.
time.
Which
She
is a
hated him.
prostitute.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was another
well,
thing. I was
like-
just like, what the freak?
I was laughing pretty hard when he made him cook a meal.
Bro, that's what I was like trying to figure out. I was like, what the freak is going on?
He's
And
like
then they did-
sweating over. He's like, give me some oil. I was laughing so hard.
that was honestly probably the highlight. He goes, you are the reason our industry is dying. This is not an art anymore because people like you think they can like have an opinion.
Especially,
Yeah.
Which I think that's like a huge problem now. Is like you think you can have an opinion on an industry or on something that's done, but like
You
Well,
you
really-
have
I think-
no
yeah, you
idea.
have no
It's like
idea
all
what
the
you're
dudes
doing.
that talk about the NFL nonstop. They get paid a ton of money to talk about the NFL. But I'm like, you wouldn't survive 2 minutes in the NFL locker room or NFL practice. So I was
Yeah.
like, same thing.
That's why.
Yeah.
Nah, actually, never mind.
I thought it was good. I thought it had a lot of like, it did point out a lot of issues in society, but not in like a in your face, you're wrong kind of way. It was kind of just like hints at this is what old white dudes do. They go get prostitutes and do weird things with them.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of weird. This is what, cause like I kind of didn't understand the guy we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So he was just suicidal to begin with, or like this was like he just viewed this as like the pinnacle of his cuisine career that he would go because he knew he was gonna die. Because
Yeah, they were
remember
emailing back.
he emails and he tells him the whole plot of the
Yeah.
whole thing, knowing that he was
And
gonna
he's like,
die.
I knew you don't take so like singles, so
Yeah,
had to bring somebody.
and so he knew he brought that girl there to die.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously he is suicidal because he knew he was gonna die.
He knew either way, either he was gonna burn, or because he didn't mean the whole. He says that whole part was the only part of the meal that was impromptu, right? Where he made him cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So the barrel.
I thought that was
freaking
what was
barrel.
in the middle. So in my head right now, I'm picturing the middle counter where they're prepping
Yeah.
the food. At the end, there is a column. I don't know if it's the barrel, but there's something that the fire is building up to.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that would make sense.
And I feel like it goes boom. But I don't know how that little tiny girl carried
Yeah.
a full drum of oil
Yeah.
across the yard and into the thing. So
Maybe it was probably just like 3:30 at that point. So when I was watching the s'mores burn, I was like, "It's a stupid barrel."
What is going on?
But because the tiny Asian girl,
Mm.
that's like his secondhand man. She follows her to the house,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and she's like gets jealous because she's like, I had no idea about the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that makes me think if everyone in the, because obviously the entire staff was in on this
Yeah.
final straw, but she didn't know about the barrel. That kind of seemed off to me. I don't know.
I think it might have just been because someone else was assigned the barrel, and she was mad
Just put the
because
blame
he
on
was
her?
blaming her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't tell me
Mm.
about the barrel, but the barrel was someone else's responsibility to begin with. But yeah,
And then
No.
the final scene was a bit awkward, I thought. Like, she was just sitting on the boat eating the cheeseburger, watching the island burn, essentially.
I think that was supposed to be funny, but it ended like it
Didn't have the good
turn out to be
punch.
funny. Yeah, it was like she just took a bite of a burger. I was like,
So what was your rating? What do you think?
probably agree with you around a 3.5.
3.5?
Yeah, 3.5.
yep.
Yeah,
Three.
probably
Wasn't-
probably stay on
3
it, too.
point-
I'll never give
3.2.
another movie recommendation after that one. That one was pretty bad.
I think it was good.
No, I liked it because it was one that Mariah actually was willing to watch with me, so we both watched it at the same time. I don't think she would watch Parasite all the way through.
I was trying to when we were looking for recommendations or what we were gonna watch next. I was trying to think of something that had twists. I know we were looking into that, and it had a few twists, but like you said, it was in the same setting the whole time. But
So, of the 369,000 reviews on Letterboxd, this movie got a 3.6.
not bad.
I feel like for Parasite, it was better because like for how crazy it was, it technically still could be like more realistic than The Menu.
True. Yeah.
So
That's
it
kind of
just-
like the Menu plot is like
Bit
that's like out there. Yeah, you have to have someone who not only one psycho, but all the other psychos that were working because everyone on the island was in on it.
Yeah.
It's like you have to have 30 psychos all willing to go and
Yeah, actually something
blow this up.
that I was like, wow, I really was not expecting that, was when the Coast Guard.
Oh yeah,
Hold
it
up.
turned out to be
And at first I was like, why is there one dude on this boat? And then he kind of like kept talking to them, and who gave him the note? I think the actor gave him the note, help us or something.
And he goes,
Yeah, that was pretty good too. That was
Classic.
funny.
That shocked me. I feel like I have enjoyed movies that are kind of like just different, like a different feel, a different
Mhm.
watch. And I felt that both with Parasite and The Menu. It just felt like just kind of that feeling of what is gonna happen.
it wasn't a it wasn't a Marvel movie or like it wasn't like what everyone is watching now. It's like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
different. So it's easier to stay engaged in a movie that's not the same stuff. Like
It's
when
true.
we went to, I got in trouble at mom and dad's house because mom was watching a show that she's really enjoying, and I had
The
fallen
monster
asleep.
show?
Yeah, I had fallen asleep, and I woke up at just a random point, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna happen." Of course, that person's this, and this person's this, and like literally everything I said was like boom, 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 just like classic industry garbage. But a random black girl in the middle of Japan, blah, blah, like all that is the ex girlfriend who's super snappy and does. I'm like, it's like you can call it how it is with all these new movies. But so when you get a movie that's a refreshing new idea, no matter how outlandish it is, it's way better than recycled garbage.
I at the the Collowitz Thanksgiving event, Uncle Adam came up to me and was like, "That's a shit list." And I was like, what? He's like, "Your movie list, your
I
top
was gonna
5."
bring this up.
And I was like,
Okay.
"Okay, what's in your top 5?" I was like, "None of those would make you in your top 5?"
Did he give you his
Yeah.
top 5?
He says he said
probably just say Ted Lasso.
he said Terminator 2.
Oh, he would
What
give
in
some.
the world?
And I was like, I was like, "Are you serious?" I mean, I haven't even seen Terminator 2, but I doubt
he
it would
came
make
up to
the
me
top
and he
5.
said the problem with Chase's top 5 list is that his top 5 list starts in like 2005 and everything is after that. I'm like,
Well, I
Well,
refuse
yeah.
to watch movies prior to
I was gonna say,
2000.
yeah, he was like 8 years old in 2005. Like obviously that's when you can start understanding what
Yeah.
a good movie is.
I don't know. I know that there are good movies prior to 2000, but it's just comparing the cinema from pre-2000 to like a movie made in 2014, 2020. The storylines can be competitive, but like
That's why I think you have to do ones like that are made in their time. So like John Wayne movies,
Yeah.
or I think it's John Wayne. But there's this hella old movie we watched with Mariah's grandma. I can't remember what it's called, but it was super good. It's like he's I think he's American, and he goes to live with his family in the UK, but it's set in the time when it was filmed, so it's
Yeah.
like all super clean and the story's super good. Can't remember what it's called for my life, but like that is good. But yeah, I agree. It's like why I don't like the OG Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
It's because you sit there and you're watching a Nintendo DS graphic blow up the thing, and you're just like, okay. Which
Yeah.
I love the first episodes 1, 2, and 3. But apparently
they're terrible.
They're terrible, and
Yeah,
all the Star
no.
Wars people hate them. But those
And
are
that-
the only ones I like.
For
I'm like,
sure, I
okay.
feel like
Funny,
that's an immature movie take that I have, is that I like the 1, 2, 3 over 4, 5, 6 hands
Yeah.
down. But that's just because number one,
That's
they're
what we
coming
grew
out
up
when we
on.
were
Yep.
kids, right? And then it just feels like so much
Because
easier to
lightsaber
watch.
battles are freaking dope,
I
dude.
know.
You don't have that in any other even the
Yeah.
new Star Wars movies. You think
Yeah.
like, oh,
They have
there's
them,
gonna
but they're
be something
trash.
cool. They're so trash. They're garbage. Like 2 lightsaber battles. You don't have Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn going off against Darth Maul, dude.
All right, Blue Beetle's
I
next.
don't know. Blue
And
Beetle.
then I say after that we
Watch
do
it.
do an old movie.
An
Oh, like
old
pre-
We,
pre-
but
2000s?
we do one of Dad's favorite Christmas movies, and we have him on.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Because he
which
just informed us that it's A White Christmas
That's 'cause
and Miracle on
grandma-
34th Street.
Grandma loved those.
we should
Chase
do.
does not
We should do
wanna watch
3.
them.
We'll do 3 Christmas movies
Okay.
and talk about all 3 of them.
Okay.
Because
The
I think
Polar
we should throw.
Express.
We should throw a white. Wait, you said a White Christmas? Is that the one with the
Anyways.
army guy,
Yeah,
right?
it's the army
guy.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
That's
freaking. It's freaking brutal. It's
What?
freaking brutal.
What? Sisters.
I fall asleep every time.
Oh, dude, you're a hater.
I am a hater.
That's our for my little family's
Wait, brutal.
Christmas.
Brutal in what way?
Brutal, and I want to gouge my eyes. I want to be
Alright,
brutal
alright.
to myself.
Chase,
We'll decide,
Okay,
we'll
I guess I'm
decide.
glad I was right. Chase does not know good cinema.
It's true, probably, but
Because that's freaking the goats, Frank Sinatra and Bing Crosby, dude.
Yeah.
Legends of the craft.
We'll figure it out, but for now,
if you,
Blue
and then
Beetle.
also if there's any other movies that you want us to review, leave that in the comments because
Our last one was The Prestige.
the Prestige from
Which
I
Chase
think
kind of
John.
already gave a review of that. 'Cause
Yeah,
It's in his top 5, so obviously it's
we can
I
do
haven't
that
seen
eventually.
it in forever, so it'll be fun to rewatch.
cool.
Okay.
All right. Leave your comments, suggestions, subscribe, share, subscribe, and then
Peace.
share again, and then subscribe again. Like, we create a couple emails so we can get our subscription count up.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.